What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and just talk about this, man. I did a video. I think it was on Too Raw for Sports. I think I did a video about this maybe a month ago. So I'm gonna go ahead and just let's just talk about it, man. I've been giving Klay obviously. He has a built-in excuse. The man's come off of two career-threatening injuries that are notoriously difficult to come back from and play at your optimum level or your prior optimum level. It's just something that's very difficult, not just the Achilles rupture, but the ACL rupture, the ACL tear. I mean, he came back from one very, very serious injury only to suffer an even more serious injury. So I have to be, you know, look, everybody's not Dominique Wilkins and everybody's not Kevin Durant, you know. Um, but having said all of that, and having also said that I don't expect Klay to get anywhere near his regular self until sometime next year, if he ever does get back to his old self. But hopefully it'll be sometime next year. But the fact remains, he is hurting the team. I mean, it's a fact, and he's hurting the team on both sides of the floor. He's not as consistent offensively as we'd like to be. He is a guy that usually shoots about 45, 46% from the floor. This season, he's been shooting around 40, 41%, which is a little bit down, but it's more from three-point range where he has struggled. Klay has always been a guy on the money. But just like Steph Curry before this year, every year he's played in the NBA, he's been over 40%. One of the most efficient three-point shooters this game has ever seen. But this year, he's somewhere around 35%, 36%, which is about league average, but Klay is not average. And on the Warriors, Klay can't be just an average three-point shooter. That's his bread and butter offensively. Then looking into the fact that, on the defensive side of the ball, Klay has always been an above average defender. Now he's a liability. And what's also hurting the team is you can't have a guy on the court that's a liability offensively and at least not making it up on the offensive end. And he's taking a lot of shots, so he's taking shots away from guys who, before Klay returned, were filling in for Klay and doing a pretty good job, and he's definitely having a negative effect on the offense. Guys who had been accustomed to being starters were getting more shots. Wiggins, um, Jordan Poole, Otto Porter, they're now having to adjust to different roles. And then, once they adjusted, they were just starting to adjust to that. Then Steph gets hurt. And then, that's the thing, Poole is a guy that I think is going to be a star. But his game is not like Klay's or Steph. He's a scorer, but he's not necessarily a guy that lives on the line, 3-point line. He's a 34% career 3-point shooter, but he's not a guy that's gonna spread the floor with his outside shooting. And he can get on the roll sometimes doing that, but that's just not his game. Wiggins is a guy that has shot the three ball very well this year, but he's not a guy normally known for being, let's say, Dale Ellis. So you got guys who are in positions, or you got guys playing offensively, trying to do things that they normally can't do. Then you got a guy out there that's trying to be the same guy, but he's not. Then you have Draymond Green, who you guys know how I feel about him. He's just look. Draymond played probably the best basketball he's played in 2 months, and he still only had 8 points and what 10 points and 8 rebounds or something like that, or 8 points, 10 rebounds. I mean, the guy's a fucking bum, man. So anyway, the Warriors are in trouble. Steve Kerr is no Riddick coach, and I wouldn't be surprised if teams go home. This team is eliminated in the first round. You know, I see this team at best going to the second round of the playoffs, but I would not be shocked if they got eliminated in the first round. Tell me what you guys think.